They say addiction is detrimental, but I say not if you're a sleepyhead. You are watching the Sleepyhead Fandom Hangout, a place where fans can theorize, debate, and gush about all things Sleepy Hollow. Be sure to tune in for exclusive interviews, episode reviews, and the latest news in the world of Sleepy Hollow.
Hi everybody, we're live. This is you are watching Hollow Hangout. My name is Chrissy. I am your host. We've got quite a big panel again today. We just finished rewatching Delaware, and we also watched earlier tonight. We watched Dead Cat, which I absolutely loved. Actually, I'm anxious to rewatch it. But first of all, let me just introduce everybody. I don't think I did that last night because there were, I think, 10 of us on there. But my first lieutenant, hi Deb.
Hello.
She's got Hair Night in the Hollow going on.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
That's all right, no
We
problem.
don't usually do the hangout on Saturday nights.
I know, it's all right, no worries. Michelle, hi Michelle.
Hello.
And we've got Tina, hi Tina.
Hi.
And we've got Sarah, hi Sarah.
Hello.
And we've got Ashley. Hey, Ashley.
Hello.
She joined us last week. And Diana. Diana from Portugal. Hi.
Oh, wow. Hi, Diana.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. So I think we've got quite a lot of the world covered here. I don't know. We've got definitely a lot of us all over the nation, that's for sure. Okay, so real quick, I just wanted to mention the preliminary ratings came out for last night, the live in the same day, and it was a 0.7, which is steady. We're hoping that will rise in the DVR VOD 3-day and 7-day. So fingers crossed. I mean, if we can keep it at 1.3 or 1.4, I think that'll be good. So let's just, I want to talk a little bit about Dead Cat really quick. You guys, who here has watched it? Did you guys watch it?
I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to, I couldn't find anywhere to watch it.
Oh, okay.
We don't have the same streaming services here, so.
Oh, okay. Well, it was very interesting. It was nice to see Tom sort of in his own element, like his real life. Like, because first of all, it was written and directed and made by friends of his that he went to acting school with, right? I believe that's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. And,
Dan Byrne, Stefan, I can't say his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and I liked seeing him just in normal, and it's funny, it's very interesting to see him in a different role that's a modern role, but also to see him how different he is. Like, there is a distinct Ichabod, you know what I mean? Like, that character, he's very just his mannerisms, the way that he walks and talks is so different than it was in Dead Cat, and it was a very great, I really loved it. I mean, it was a great story. It was a love story. It reminded me a little bit of Sex and the City with the guys.
They're four blokes that have known each other forever. And one of them's in love with someone else. They're mates. They're all mates, right? They're not sexy. Tom plays Tim, who's an actor, so he's the best looking of the group. And they make jokes about that. But it's four guys who've known each other, and they're trying to figure out relationships.
Right.
And so in that way, yeah, it is kind of like Sex and the City.
That's how I was looking at it.
But they're not the sexy girls, They're trying to find anything female right now in their life, okay?
Oh my Lord. Anyway, all right, that just didn't all come out right. Sorry, everybody. But anyway, you know what I mean. I just meant that the conversations and stuff that they were having, it was about, girls and dating.
Tom is adorable in this film.
He is.
He's adorable.
He is, and I know on YouTube there's a link. The writer, I think one of the writers and one of the producers or whatever, they did the live watch with everybody, so you can go over to YouTube. I actually tweeted it out earlier. I'll retweet it again later. so everybody can see it. But I mean, I thought it was well written. I thought that it was just a fun story. There was some really good dramatic scenes, and I felt bad. Like, I loved the book that Michael gave Kristen for Tabitha, the little with the pictures of the story of her mom. It was just so adorable, that was. And anyway, it was just a very good movie. Anyway, go to Vimeo, and if you use the promo code I Love Tom Meissen, you can get 10% off. So go and watch it. It was really good. All right,
and it won't be released. It won't be released any other way in the United States. So they're only doing Vimeo, and it's $5 to rent. It's $10 to buy, and then you have the discount, which I forgot to do. But
yeah, I bought it. I got it for $9, so it's worth it. It's worth seeing. It's a very well written and well acted movie. So
yeah, I wasn't expecting for it to be as sentimental as it was. It was really good. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Because I just thought it was going to be like kind of these English dudes, you know, and it was really sweet.
It's very sweet.
It's
a
very
sweet movie.
Sweet. Yeah.
It is. There were 4 stories kind of going on. Well, 2 main ones, and then Tim and Sam, we didn't see as much about their sort of relationships. I mean, Tim, who Tom Meissen's character, I felt bad for him. He's an actor, and all these women are trying to tape him and do all kinds of stuff, anyway, so he was having issues. But anyway, all right, let's move on. So, Delaware. Okay, so I semi-recovered from last night, and it was just, I still get teary-eyed when I see, I could, to be honest with yeah, I mean, I just fast forwarded through the Joe dying part right now, or earlier, because I just can't watch it again. It was so sad. But I wanted to make mention too. We need to talk about this Ickaby, the cappuccino and donut thing. I really think that just depicts everything about them that we love, and the fact that they're very comfortable with each other. And I found it really interesting that he has changed a lot. I mean, when you think about him in the 18th century, it was just not proper for, he would never let Abby, wipe his mustache off and things like that.
Yeah, and drink after each other.
Ichabod in season 1 would not be able to do that.
Exactly.
No.
So,
in proper society, that wouldn't happen.
Right, exactly. So, Deb, what do you think about all of that?
I thought that was masterful, that opening scene. Food being used as a metaphor for sex or love is not new. Mm-hmm. And they've been, he's been cooking for her since she came back from the catacombs. And I think it's more, it's not just because he feels obligated because he's not paying any rent. I think he's really trying to appeal to her senses, and and bringing in the flowers and all of, to bring beauty into her world. And so that whole thing with the cappuccino and the donut and the brushing the crumbs off of the beard, and for him to reach over and drink from her cup. Okay, those are all, that's a metaphor for what
he
they
wants
would like to happen. And I don't know why they both hold back. It's like the wave. It's like a wave coming in and then it pulls back, Yeah. That's kind of like what their relationship is. And I think it's because when it finally does, that wave finally does come in, it's just going to crash.
We're
crash into each other.
We're seeing what Betsy Ross was talking about in her in the first episode when she was talking about Ichabod losing all his manners for somebody special. We're actually seeing it, happening. All of these things that would just not he would never have done this before. We're witnessing it.
And I think too, what's interesting is I think what else is interesting is that I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Anyway, all right, Michelle. think about it a minute. Michelle, what were your thoughts on it?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Wait a minute. I don't see you all of a sudden. That's really weird.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. I don't know why, but that's really weird.
I can't see nobody on my screen.
Okay.
Hey, Christy,
Yes.
can you send Chris the link?
Yeah, he wants to join us.
Yeah, he wants to join, yeah.
All right, hold on a minute.
All right, I'll wait to speak.
Oh, is Gayla there?
Hi.
Is Gayla there? Hi, Gayla.
Hi. Hi.
I think there's something going on in the background. But if there's something, we can hit a mute button. Because that way we can hear everybody else that's talking. I have to do it sometimes when my baby starts crying, but that way I couldn't hear what everybody was saying.
Okay, Michelle,
So I'm not sure what's going on.
Michelle needs to refresh or something because I don't see or hear her.
Oh, you don't hear me?
Oh wait, now
I can hear you.
Now I hear you, but I don't see you.
You hear me?
Let me log off and come back on.
All right.
Give me a second and I'll come back on.
Technical difficulties. Gosh, I'm gonna have to edit this. That's for sure. Okay, well, why don't we go with Sarah? What were your thoughts on the Ickaby stuff?
When I rewatched the episode, I definitely think that they're setting up Danny and Abby as a relationship and having Ichabod and Abby as kind of like best friends, I think.
You think so? You don't think that they're doing the Ickaby thing?
No, I think they're making Danny and Abby the couple when I rewatched it.
I think that's a blindside. I don't think they are at all.
I agree.
I think that Danny's confession to Sophie that he's been following orders to keep an eye on Abby, that he knows that Abby is being considered as an asset by his bosses. This is language that objectifies people. It's not language of love. And also the fact that Danny was trying to protect Pandora. Danny knows more than he's letting Sophia know. And I think that Sophie has a real loyalty to Abby.
Yeah.
I think they have a really, really close relationship. And if Danny doesn't come clean about that, she is. And Abby is not going to accept that.
Yeah.
I just think the cabin language and stuff like that was really weird. Like how the writers, they were kind of like writing in that they have like, they're going to have like a relationship that's deeper.
Can I say about that? Because I made sure I took notes this time because it was hard last night.
Yeah.
But when he's talking about that, I want to say he has a gorgeous smile. So I got distracted last night when he started smiling. But he said that. She goes, I'm going to hold you to that. And she goes, welcome to the team. The way she is with him is not the way that she was with Ichabod in the opening scene. It's completely different. She did not look happy. Somebody mentioned it last night that she didn't look happy, and then one of the Denavi shippers said, oh yeah, she looked happy. No, she did not.
No, she wasn't happy at all.
If you go back and look at that, she does not look happy when she said welcome to the team.
I think the writers were trying to make it seem like that she was upset because something might happen to him if he joins the team, and that's kind of why she was playing off that she was upset. And I think that she was upset that he joined the team now because something could happen to him. So that's what I think they were trying to play off of, and I think that they're trying to. I just have a feeling that they're not going with Icky and Abby in the next episode. I just feel like they're gonna do Betsy Ross and bring her in, and then.
I think with Betsy Ross, I kind of feel like they have to give him closure too. I mean, because all he knew is that he got this note from her, and that was it. And he obviously had a relationship with her and shared something with her. And in order for him to have closure with that, I mean, they had to bring her back for this. I mean, we all know that, Abby, it was her cutlass that was, found in the catacombs. So we knew we were going to get that story back. And so, I just feel like it's tying that up. It's finishing up that story for Ichabod. And
Yeah, and besides, the writers have confirmed that the catacombs is a timeless place, and that you basically get out the same time that you walked in. So she can't come to 2016, which confuses me a little bit, makes me feel better.
Right,
But I think he's here for closure, which makes sense to me.
Yeah, Joe Webb also favorited a tweet of mine where I mentioned that I said Betsy should go back to her own time and live out her life, and he did favorite that tweet.
I think that's what's going to happen too. There aren't two Betsy Rosses.
Same here.
There's only one Betsy Ross.
Yeah,
but
I think
Raven
that's
also tweeted. Raven tweeted. I think it was Raven. He said, "Coffee and donuts go together as well as Abby and Crane." I think it was Raven that tweeted that last night.
Yeah. Well, and two, I mean, the fact that I was really happy that the Twitter account actually used our hashtag Ichabod, which, you know, there are, and I think they're doing that. I think what it's going to be is, I'm just trying to figure out how, you know, they can be that close, and obviously they love each other, but I don't see that from her really. You know what I mean? Like, I see little things, like like this little scene, you know, and you see that she obviously cares about, you know, giving him pleasure. I mean, bringing him gourmet donuts and things like that, and she trusts him with her life. I mean, obviously, he's the one that kept her going that whole time in the catacombs, and that conversation in the catacombs was just, you know, and I really, it just is frustrating. I don't know how they're going to get him, how are they going to get her off of Danny now? Like, I don't get that.
If they stressed any more times on the Delaware River that they were, like, friend colleagues, I was going to, like, jump off a boat. But seriously, that's what it sounds like. They're like, oh, we're best friends, like, you know.
That's not how I saw it, actually.
That's how I see it.
I didn't
I didn't see it that way.
Yeah, well, if you think that he was in a relationship with Betsy, and he's obviously saying that Abby is better than Betsy, then, you know what I mean? So she's better than that.
So,
I don't know. Well, Michelle, it was all hard eyes. If you look at the way that I don't think he gives anybody else really hard eyes. And it's literal, like if you were looking at the emoji, that's Tom's face. You know, Ichabod's face. He doesn't do that with anybody else. So.
Well, I mean, I'm telling you, the way he's looking at her, and like even just say, you know, where you and I are concerned, you know, whatever what that line was. But anyway, I mean, there's a right. I mean, and the way he's looking at her, I mean, she knows. I'm sorry, you just know when a guy is into
what I got from that boat scene was that Abby is a very strong person, but I think her abandonment issues have left her very insecure, and that shows through in that scene that she was trying to get him to say that she was a better partner than all of those other people.
Yeah,
and he reassured her in that moment, and I think he realized that's what she was thinking, and he wanted to reassure her that she was his true partner.
Right.
And that's what I got from that scene, not like colleagues or best friends, just a sense of partnership that can like
but it's still like
comprehend a lot of different relationships.
Like they never they never really show like I don't know, like a sexual attraction to each other or anything. Like,
see, and I disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can agree with that.
Like, did they almost kiss or anything, or like? Because I don't remember a lot of.
Well, no, I mean they don't.
Hey, you can't forget the hand sex.
Oh yeah. I know, really. Oh my God.
Hey, Chris Hadley just joined us.
Yes, Chris Hadley, welcome.
Chris. We need a guy.
We need a guy. What are you thinking? We need to know how you feel. I can't hear him. Oh, there he is. Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome to our Hello Hangout. I'm so glad that you could join us.
How are you?
Hello.
Thank you.
Well, so tell us, what are your thoughts on the episode? I'm dying to hear your.
I loved it. I mean, I really thought that. I mean, obviously, since I wasn't able to watch it last night, I was really looking forward to watching it with you guys, and it just had me, as it always does, on the edge of my seat. Especially that last scene with Joe. I mean, that just really broke my heart. It really was.
Didn't it?
It was sad to see.
I still can't get over it. I mean, I'm just.
Yeah.
It ripped the soul out of all of us. I mean, honestly, I'm way more upset about it than I thought I would be, you know?
Me too, yeah.
Especially because you know that it's final and the actor's never coming back.
I like it.
Right.
Seriously, that
I know.
it's done. There's no magical.
Exactly. Well, Chris, we've been talking about the Ickaby opening scene with the cappuccino and the donut. What are your thoughts on Ickaby?
That was cute. I mean, as I was saying on Twitter, if that's not especially with a sign with
yeah, I mean,
Ichabod and the coffee, if that's not a sign that they were meant to be together.
Well, let me
that was
ask you.
really cute. I mean, especially those. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think he's got a slow connection. And
I'm not hearing
some
him.
problem.
I'm not hearing him.
He's breaking. It was breaking up. It's okay.
It's okay.
This
all right.
Wi-Fi's terrible.
There. That's a little bit better. Well,
Thank
I mean, what as far as like from a guy's point of view, I mean, everything that Ichabod has been doing for Abby, I mean, you only do that if you really care and love somebody. Would you say that that's correct?
Yes, and as a matter of fact, I think what he's been doing, both in a humorously, clumsily, but at times caring way, is just the fact that he's been caring for her, that even though writers may not want us to, just latch on to the fact that it's taking on a very long time to actually get them together. I mean, I think it's obvious that they care for each other, and it's obvious that Ichabod cares for Abby and vice versa. I think the real test, obviously, is going to be if they actually have feelings for each other. And although we all want them to have feelings for each other, it just seems like it's all going to be a slow build, and then from there, nobody knows.
Well, I'm so frustrated because, I mean, it's obvious that he loves her. I mean, even just the way he's looking at her on the boat.
Exactly, that's what I think. I think that they love each other, but it's the feelings for each other that they haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I think from him I see him, but not from Abby. Like, I don't know. I don't understand how they're going from Danny to I just don't understand how.
I just don't think that Abby is as much comfortable with vulnerability as Ichabod is, but she shows it in other ways. Like she's going to the catacombs, which she knows is a very dangerous place, and she's choosing to spend the last moments before she goes eating donuts and drinking coffee instead of being with Danny doing God knows what else.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Ichabod. Right. So that's what I see.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Well, Michelle, why don't you? We didn't really hear your analysis. I still can't see you. I don't
just left.
Oh,
just left.
Out. Oh, okay. Well, Gayla, why don't we hear from you? We haven't heard from you yet. Gayla? Gayla there? Yeah. I don't. Gosh, we're having some technical issues. Yeah, I can hear you.
Me?
Yeah. What are
a lot of technical problems. Hi.
That's okay. What are your thoughts on Ickaby, the scene and everything?
On the Ickaby scene?
Yeah.
You could repeat that, I didn't hear. Oh gosh.
Say that again?
I still didn't hear.
We're having. Oh,
there are technical difficulties.
I'm not hearing.
Yeah, it keeps looking glitchy on my end.
I'm not hearing.
I don't like. Okay. Anyway, all right. Well. Okay. I think Michelle's back. Let's see if we can get her back. Michelle. Nope, she's not there again. Oh, hey, I can hear you, but I can't see you. So
I can't hear you. All I see is these little colored lines everywhere where your image is supposed to be.
Well, what are your thoughts on everything? Because
I rewatched it 3 times today. Yes. Plus, I watched the last episode of Blade.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I need to I haven't watched it in a very long time.
Let me tell you what I think about this episode. First of all, overall, I did like it. Danny, he was alright in this episode. I can understand why he wanted to be a part of the group, because, you know, Sophie's a part of the group, so I think he wanted to know more. But the fact that he opened up to Sophie and told her that he was keeping secrets behind Abby's back, I found that was kind of interesting. At least he's coming clean to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, I did like the coffee and donut scene between Ickaby. That was cute. The boat scene between Ickaby, I was just thinking he was, that was more of a, like, you're my one true partner scene, you know? Like, you're destined to be together and stuff like that, you know, the traditional Ickaby moment. The one scene I did not really care for was the way Betsy Ross looked at Abby in the catapult.
Actually, I loved it.
There's a lot of jealousy there.
Yeah, I love it.
Abby that way, and that was Ichabod's wife. Do you understand?
I know. I was just like, what the hell?
I never seen anybody look at Abby that way before on the show.
No. And weird how she was, you know, she was just kind of standing aside during this. I thought that was kind of strange.
That was, you gotta realize, that's kind of what they did to Abby during season 2 sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You know, Abby was more like the side, you know, just put to the side or a third wheel moment, you know what I'm saying? But, Abby doesn't do that with
And
you know, like when she's
was laying there for I don't know, and then when she finally wakes up, she sees Abby, and she's just like, you know, what, you know?
Right. Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah, I mean, it was complete, and it was such a jealousy thing. It was crazy.
I think she just woke up from 200 or 1200 year, whatever. She just woke up. She's disoriented. She only knows Crane. She thinks she's in 1777, and she sees this black woman. This has to be a shock.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing.
Who looks like she has a position of authority or has some kind of hold over Crane. She's confused, so I'm going to give her a benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is that I thought it was weird was that she didn't question like what Abby was wearing and stuff, because, you know, Abby is in, and, you know, I love the fact that, you know, say that again, Chris?
He came from the future, and
it's great.
Betsy's still thinks it's 1777. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see.
As I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the man hug that they're talking about is George Washington probably comes and gets Betsy, and, you know, so Ichabod gets to see George Washington, and I'm kind of hoping that we find out that George Washington knew that Ichabod was a witness. Like, that would be nice to know, if in fact he knew that.
Oh, we already know that?
I don't think so. No, all we know is that, all we know from Washington's Bible is that I've never heard that he said that. When did he say that?
I always thought that that Ben Franklin and Washington and Jefferson.
And Jefferson.
Jefferson knew.
Yeah, and the library, what was that place called?
Yeah, the library.
Estrella?
Yeah,
that was all built for witnesses.
Hey, Chrissy, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you think George Washington's going to meet Ickaby?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know.
Yes.
I think if that does happen, that would be very interesting. And
Yeah, I would like that. Kind of cool.
next season, because next week's obviously the season finale, and it's 1777, which is the cool twist as part of the last episode ending. You know, because the hidden one just screwed around with time. But if that does happen, if Ichabod meets Washington, then I think that's going to be a very, very interesting twist.
Yeah, and you know, I think that it's a long time coming too. Since the whole thing's, you know, from episodes. And I love how they've been able to sort of connect season 1 with, you know, and how they, you know, especially like when they walked in and he gave her the handhold as they walked in. That was just like when they walked into Purgatory together. It was just a nice little moment there.
Yeah, it had a little piece of every episode in it.
Yes, it did. And
Yeah, Delaware had a little piece. Even from season 1, they had little pieces from it blended into this episode. A lot.
And I love that they did the Dead Men Don't Tell No Lies. That was from, you know, obviously the crossover episode, so that was kind of interesting. Well, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say before we leave the part where the Abby meeting Betsy, when she woke up, I wasn't paying that much attention last night, but Betsy gave Ichabod a hug and he didn't hug her back. And then then there was the introduction to Abby. I think she was really like, well, okay, what is going on here? You know?
Right.
With that. But I think part of it was the fact that, you know, she's like, oh, I've been missing for months. And she gives Ichabod a hug, and he's like, just standing there. Did not hug her back.
It's going to be interesting to see. What did you say? Say that again, Chris?
Yeah, it's the way she was acting towards Ichabod. It was like nothing had ever happened with him hugging, you know.
Right. So it's going to be, we'll see what they do.
What is Betsy going to... Yeah, go ahead.
What, Michelle?
I was gonna say, what is Betsy gonna do when she finds out Crane already married somebody else? You know, moved on.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they've got a lot to. I don't know if they're gonna be able to catch up on that. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I want to move on to definitely.
Can I just say one thing? Isn't the reason why he didn't hug her back because he got a letter from her supposedly saying that their friendship was ended and.
Yeah. Well, and that's why
he's hurt. Kind of. That's why he's like, "Why the hell are you hugging me?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just hurt, and he just doesn't know how to process it, so, and he's probably in shock, you know, of seeing her.
I think he's just in shock. I don't think he's...
Yeah.
I don't think he's holding anything against her. I think he's
I don't think so.
They weren't expecting to find her there, and it's kind of thrown a wrench into their... you know, it might even have distracted them from their mission for a little while there. So I think he's just shocked that she's been in this place all this time and trying to figure out, well, then who wrote the letter? You know, I mean, I think I don't think there's anything untoward about what's going on there. I don't think Betsy's suspicious of Abby. I just think they're all in shock.
Somebody said that Abby's not the real Abby on Twitter.
What?
What?
Someone said
oh my God! No, we're not doing
Abby never left the catacombs, and that that's not her.
This is not the night of the body snatchers. Or whatever.
That would be an interesting twist, though.
Oh my God! Well, you know, this is the thing. I mean, my whole thing, and Deb and I, we were tweeting back and forth, or I think we DM'd about it, but we were. I was saying I didn't understand why Betsy, you know, why the effects of the catacomb. I understand that she's in a secret room. I get that, but I didn't understand why it was different in that room, because we all know that it's like a time
differential.
Yeah, well, Chrissy, it might affect Abby different because she's a witness.
Well, that's true too.
No. Also, Joe Webb tweeted out a real explanation of why time reacted differently with Abby than with Betsy, and I can't even repeat it. You should just go find it.
No, I have it right here. I saved it because I was like...
Yeah, he compared it to the engines on a clock, like the engines on the inside move slower than the clock on the outside, something like that.
All right. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're a sci-fi fan, then you've seen this device being used before. So for me, it's not at all unusual that even in the same place, Betsy's in a specific room and time is moving one way for her, and time was moving differently for Abby. It's not something that surprises me. Being from a sci-fi fan, I just kind of roll with that kind of stuff because it's been explained a dozen times in a dozen other shows.
Yeah.
You know, so but for someone not in sci-fi, they're like, what is this? How is this happening? And I get that, but for me, you know, it's just something that we do in sci-fi. Roll with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
If you watch Doctor Who or anything like that.
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. I was just kind of like, okay, but anyway, yeah, we'll just...
And also, as far as their emotion, Betsy Ross went on a mission. She knew where she was going. They had a plan, so when she got trapped there, she knew eventually Washington said, I'm going to come back for you. So that's all. So at being someone on a mission, that's what she was waiting for. Abby went into that tree thinking she was probably going to die. So then she ended up in the middle of, she doesn't know where. She doesn't know if anybody knows where she's at. She's just stuck. And she can't, you know what I mean? So their situations were different. Abby was truly lost.
Yeah.
Betsy was just stuck and waiting.
Right. No, I get it. Totally. No, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay, so we need to talk about freaking, you know, I'm actually, when Sophie was like, you know, why are we going to work with Pandora, you know, when they were arguing in the archives and all of that. I mean, obviously, they all know she wants to get her damn box back, and once she gets that box back, yes, that's the only way they're going to be able to house him, but she gets her full power back as well, and so I don't understand how that's going to work. I loved, though, that how they kind of used the ley lines in order to try and block the power, and it was such a cool special effect when they had that one stand in there and it froze. I loved that, and I mean, I can't even handle the whole Jenny thing and taking the Wendigo. Oh God, I don't know. I need to hear, Chris. What are you thinking about? I need to hear from Chris. What are your thoughts on all that? Cause
come on, guys.
What?
Well, with Sophie, and
Okay, down you go.
About.
Or are we talking about Joe
I'm
and
talking
Jenny?
about Jenny and Joe and the hidden one. How he used the power, you know, used the Wendigo against them.
Yeah, right. That, like, I mean, obviously that happened twice, and that just, this time obviously was really sad because, I mean, he was just trying to, Hidden One was obviously trying to get to Jenny.
Yeah.
He was using their love against each other, and it really just saddened me to see what was happening to Joe.
Yeah, it was.
That's what Jenny had to do in order to save him, and unfortunately ended up killing him.
Yeah. Well, and I also think it's interesting that, I mean, Ezra, of course, now, and I knew he had to be in the know. I mean, come on, he all of a sudden shows up and
why tell her that now? I mean, when her friend Joe is obviously at risk and he's going to destroy people and possibly himself. I mean, why wait all this time to tell her now?
I know. I don't know. I don't get it. I just
Hey, Chrissy.
Really, yeah?
People want to say hi to you. Say
Oh.
hi. Say hi.
Doctor! Hi, Doctor! Oh, my boyfriend is on. Oh, I miss them. They're so
They've
cute.
been very patient.
They're so cute.
I can't really see it that well. Sorry.
I don't know why Dodger and we just kind of clicked, you know? He's my honorary boyfriend in New York. But so adorable. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to get off because these guys need to go out.
They are.
All
They've been very good.
Bye, Dad.
All right.
Bye,
Bye.
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 Good night.
Bye.
Good night, Portugal.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, we'll talk to you later. I'll see you on Twitter.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So anyway, so what was it? So yeah, I mean, the thing is like,
those were very sweet. I think it might get.
You think what? Oh, I lost Chris again. We lost him. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the technology tonight. It's working very well.
I think maybe Google's going to do another update soon or something.
I hope so.
It could be Google.
They need to. But yes, so Ezra, I mean, I think definitely.
Sorry,
I think
my computer Wi-Fi is just messing up.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi. I know.
Yeah, Wi-Fi.
Yeah, when the network is.
I think we have too many people in here.
Oh my God, there were 10 people last night. It was crazy. It was insane.
If you can ask her to send those pictures of those dogs, I'd like to see them because I didn't get to see them.
Oh, they're so cute. I will. They're so adorable. Dodger is my boyfriend. He's adorable. I was only there when I went for NYCC, you know, to cover Sleepy Hollow there. I stayed with Deb, and her dog, I don't know, he was so cute. He came in to say goodbye to me and stuff. He saw I was packing when I was leaving. He was so cute. Anyway. But my point is, like, Ezra, I just don't understand how, you know, why was he said that it was part of the deal for him to leave them. I don't understand why that could possibly be. Why, if he knew what was out there, and he obviously knew that Abby is a witness, why would he do that? Why would he agree to leave?
I don't know.
Reason. And also, he was leaving them in charge of Corbin, kind of, so he knew they would be safe and having someone who could support them with Corbin being there.
But Corbin didn't come in till after they already lost their mom and they were already separated. I have a feeling that, that there's something big going on with Papa Mills, that he had to leave. And then, I don't know, I think he met up with Corbin, they're old buddies, and Corbin also had problems with his son, with the Wendigo, and just kind of made a deal with each other that they'd find a way to look after each other's kids. And I think it's going to play back to when Papa Mills told Jenny, thanks for opening the door. I think we're all thinking it has to do with she just opened the door to say hi to him, but maybe she had to reach out to him first in order for him to be able to get back into the girls' lives. Because now, all of a sudden, ever since that day, all of a sudden he's there all the time now.
And I think
something bigger is going on.
Well, yeah, and I think it's weird that he was just kind of shows up on the doorstep. I mean, he did
at that exact moment.
Yeah, he's done it twice now. I was like, what the hell? Are you just popping over, right, at a pivotal moment? Like, what the hell? And Linda last night, which I thought was, this is what my theory is, but it's probably completely off the rocker, because it is kind of out there. But you know, Ragnarok, which is the name of the finale, Ragnarok means Twilight of the Gods. And it was in Norse mythology. It was basically good gods versus bad gods. That's what it was, and the humans were the collateral. Because you know, humans are locusts, obviously, that are infesting the earth. And so my thought was, what if Ezra was freaking? What if he's the good god? And
that could be possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about that, Michelle?
Ezra, I think he's ancient or he's either part of a Freemasons. But you gotta remember the Freemasons, all that stuff comes back from like Sumerian, ancient Egypt, and all that stuff.
Right,
all their
right.
And their numbers, all that, all the connection with that group. So it maybe he was the original founder or something like that. You don't know.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, it's going to be, I don't know, and then the bloodlines are going to play into all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it might have to do with the Eblia Mathura a little bit, maybe. So that might come into play. I think Ezra is definitely a big counterpoint in everything, knowing everything. But I rewatched the episodes, and I think I might have to rewatch the whole entire season 3.
Yeah.
Because I think they're all interconnected in some way. I just haven't, it's like a big puzzle, and the season finale is going to be just like the completion of the puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be revelation after revelation. It's going to be interesting.
Can I say something about the next episode?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
We're getting Headless back. Did you see that?
Yes.
I'm the last one to find out. Oh my God.
I know, you're like the #1 Headless Horseman fan, and I know, I'm so glad. I
was the last one to find out. It's so funny.
I know. Of all the people that needed to know, well, I thought for sure you'd have been like, oh my, like I thought you would have seen the promo or something by the time you got home.
Or whatever. Everybody knew. He tried to tell me today. You didn't see Headless in the trailer? I was like, no, that wasn't Headless. That was the Eternal Soldier. She's like, no, he's in the next episode. I was like, really?
I know. I couldn't believe it. Well, yeah, and it looks like the Ichabod is negotiating his skull. He obviously has the skull, which is very interesting because we were saying, where is the skull? You know, we thought maybe it was in the Masonic cell, remember? Because we were like, it was on the back, and sort of there was a skull there. We didn't know it was his.
Last time it bounced off the wagon, so.
Yeah.
So
they
went and found it.
Well, and I'm sure that go ahead, Gayla.
And it looked like it's Ichabod who summoned up the Headless Horseman.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Oh.
I know, it's going to be epic. I mean, the thing is they had to bring him back. They sort of started the season 1 with, with him getting trapped. So, I was going to say one thing. I hope, the box scene where Abby's about to get sucked in. Yeah.
I hope Headless walks up and decapitates Pandora.
That would be epic. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That would be.
I know it's kind of brutal, and I like Shannon. Don't get me wrong. I love the actress.
Yeah.
But that would be awesome.
It would.
Yeah.
It would be epic if that happened. Totally. Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you think about the Headless Horseman coming back next week?
That should be very interesting. I didn't actually know that until you mentioned that was going to happen, but I think if there's anything...
He's the last one then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle's like the #1 Headless Horseman fan. So
yeah.
she was the last to know. Actually, you must have been the last to know now.
I think I am the last to know.
Yeah. Now I feel better, thank you.
Yeah. But what do you think? Yeah, I mean, I think that Headless is going to come back and save the day. I mean, he has to, and I also think that Katrina's necklace is going to come, back, and that Ichabod will
come back glowing. It will start back glowing. Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be nice.
I really hope that he does come back and save the day and set everything straight, and at least get rid of the all the evil that surrounds them. At least for now, with Pandora and the
hidden one.
Yeah. I like.
I knew it, and I forgot.
I know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do here.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, and two, I think was it Clifton Campbell's interview? He talked about that the bloodlines are going to be a major, it's a major revelation, but a major role in moving forward. And two, everybody is still upset. We haven't heard about season 4 yet, but I really get the feeling that, you know, Clifton, you know, his whole plan, or he was brought on, I think, to rebuild the universe, and that's what he's been doing. And I do hope you know,
I think he did a great job of, you know.
Yeah, and I feel.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I really think that it's this connection. I'm sorry, but I really think that Clifton did a great job of trying to re-emphasize the action part of the story in season 3, and I also think that of the characters, especially with Ichabod, Abby, and Yali, and look at season 1. It has gotten, I think,
it's all breaking up. Gosh, I wish.
Yeah, well, I hear you saying that. Yeah, but Clifton, he kind of like.
Hearing you guys, it's probably with Clifton's guidance, probably just gotten back to its roots, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, you broke up. We couldn't understand anything you just said. You were breaking up, Chris. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's technology. What are we gonna do? But Michelle, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I think basically he was saying is that Cliff Campbell did an awesome job rebuilding the new universe. And you know what? Cliff Campbell is a good showrunner.
Yeah, he is.
He's very awesome. He's every single female he has. He handles females really well, and the men very well too in his shows. I think he gave Jenny a story arc this year, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I had a good story arc this year, you know, where she was just there, you know.
Yeah.
The storylines this year, I really did. I feel like they were actually there versus where they were all over the place. The flashbacks were a little bit choppy this season.
Yeah, they were.
That's the only thing is the flashbacks, but the modern day storyline with Abby and Jenny was awesome. It was awesome.
I was going to say that, and I'm sorry if you couldn't hear me, but I was going to say that I think Clifton has really brought Sleepy Hollow back to probably its roots, but also enhanced the storytelling and the action, and as you guys have obviously said, given the characters more to do and given them a lot of time, a lot of depth.
Yeah, I agree. There's much more character development, and that's what really needed to happen. I'm just really, the one thing that I will say, I thought there should have been more character development for Danny. I feel like, you know, he comes back. I feel like where he's at with Abby now should have been in 3A. Like, just a little bit, timing stuff was a little off with that whole part of it. And I'm thinking we're gonna learn more. I mean, my guess is that I'm guessing I hope Lance will be around for season 4, and so will Sophie. And that brings me to Sophie. Alicia, our little buddy, she's been MIA. She's had to work on Friday, but she's going to be with us on Friday's Holo Hangout. But you know, her theory all along was that Jessica, that Sophie is Ichabod and Abby's daughter. What are your feelings on?
I just love that idea.
Yeah,
I just love that idea.
I was the first one to believe in that theory, though.
I know, I was the first one to believe in it when Alicia said it. We're gonna fight for that position. No, yeah, we love that theory, though.
Yeah, I
know. I mean, it would be cool. It would be a great. What are you thinking, Chris?
Again, I'm the first to know something. I mean, I've never even thought that Sophie would actually be my sister.
You need to join us more often.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've been here, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just a fun theory.
It's a fun theory, yeah.
But her last name though is Foster, and on the original her family tree that Abby got back in season 1, Foster is in Abby's family line.
Exactly.
So
well, that's why I'm saying I don't think it's a coincidence that a foster is now involved in all of this. And
I also don't think it's a coincidence, but I don't think she's their daughter. I think maybe her parents have some sort of connection with the witnesses or with the bloodline or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think she's their daughter, as much as I would love to think that. It's a nice thought.
Exactly. I know. Well, and two, this is the other thing. I don't see it either. It's just a fun theory that people have been talking about. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, oh God, I just lost my train of thought again. What is wrong with me? I've got so many things in my head, I can't even keep everything straight. Michelle, what did you think about, do you think that we should bring Joe back, or what are your thoughts on that?
On Joe, I don't, far as now is that, Joe being gone, I really liked him, but if he goes, I think they should bring back Frank.
They need to bring, yes, I agree with you. If we
don't get Joe back or a replacement, I hate to say that, a replacement like Hockley or whatever, I would prefer Frank.
Well, yeah.
I think he would fill the gap fine, but,
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking, too, it would be great to have, they could bring him back as an angel like Castiel in Supernatural. I think that would be, epic. I guess it depends on what the third tribulation is going to be. Tribulation is going to be. I always say it wrong. Last night. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with all this. I don't know.
I just don't want. You ever watched? I don't watch that show. What's that show called? Grey's Anatomy or whatever.
Yeah, I don't watch it either.
That lady was having with the ghost.
Yeah.
I don't want that for Jenny.
No, I wouldn't. No, I don't want him to be a ghost. That's why I'm saying if he came back as an angel, I think I would like, I think that's the natural progression, what should happen, at least at one point in Sleepy Hollow. This is all about the apocalypse. That's the reason that one of the reasons that I was really attracted to this show was that it was originally about the four horsemen of the apocalypse and the two witnesses in the book of Revelations and that was one of the things that intrigued me about it all. And I think that what they're doing is I think they're going to sort of explore different cultures and the different, there's so many variations of what the end of days are. It could be anybody coming back for the third tribulation. I really kind of feel like, like I think Michelle, you were talking about, they should have the Antichrist storyline.
Well, there's an Antichrist and there's a third temple. The third temple, I was thinking 33 because of the Freemasons.
Right.
Freemasons, the number 33 comes up a lot.
Right. That's a good idea too.
And I was thinking because the next year, the election year, I think it should be a person running for president.
Yeah, wouldn't that be amazing? Well, that's the other thing. Like, I feel like they need to do. We've got this underlying mythology of that, but I feel like there needs to be maybe a little bit of political or a little bit more of a Freemason undertone as well running through the series. Sort of like how the X-Files was. You had your standalone episodes, but then you also had the mythology episodes. Usually it was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 of them within a season. And I think that they need to do that because there has to be an undercurrent that is going to sort of be, like, so it would be sort of in the background here and there, but then ultimately, we know that the witnesses go through 7 tribulations, and so it would all culminate with when when the witnesses walk into the temple and are killed. That's basically what happens to the witnesses.
The third. They say the third one is about the Antichrist going to the third temple. I don't know what the third temple is. I was thinking, well, and they say because the Antichrist is going to seduce the population or the people.
Right, right.
And I was thinking, well, wouldn't it be awesome if it was like somebody running for president? Because people idolize those type of people.
Well,
you know.
And I go ahead.
And I was also thinking that the temple could be the White House.
That's true. And wouldn't it be interesting if George Washington, because, you know, George Washington was responsible for basically plotting out, you know, Washington, D.C., and so it would be interesting for them to be able to tie that all in, you know, somehow, for the third tribulation, I think. I mean, what are your thoughts, Diana? We haven't heard from you for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know about the whole political thing, if I would like to watch that or not. I guess that's the type of thing that I only decide to like or not when I see it.
Right, right.
Very much, especially because I'm not really up to date on American politics.
That's right. You gotta think of it that way too.
Politics. I try.
That's true.
I've been following the election a little bit, but just the basics. I mean, I can barely keep up with the politics in my own country, let alone everyone else.
No, let alone take on our screwed up America. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, and the system is actually so different that it takes a lot out of me to be able to understand how everything works, because it is a completely different political system and government system that the one we have.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't fully understand it. And I've been trying to learn a little more about that. But I don't know, I guess it could be a great way to learn more. If they decide to do that undercurrent in the show, then I'll definitely pay attention. But
no, I see what
I understand it, and I lived here my entire life, so.
Yeah, I know. We're all sort of trying to understand it. But anyway, I mean, I'm not saying it needs to be like a full-blown political blah 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 blah. But I mean, somebody that maybe if it's not even a president, it could just be like somebody that it could be somebody in the Freemasons. I mean, now wouldn't that be interesting? They need to bring the Freemasons really back.
The only thing that I think. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that my only worry with it being a political thing and bringing in the White House is that the minute you bring in the White House, then there's a whole lot of people involved. And I kind of like that it's just this little universe is focused in Sleepy Hollow and these two witnesses charged with saving the world. I don't need it to be about a whole other group of people doing that.
Right.
So I think that's my worry.
Yeah. No, and I see what you're talking about. Tina, were you gonna say something? Or was that Ashley? Were you gonna say something?
That was me. I think they could, if they do decide to do the political route, they could do more of a local thing, like maybe a mayor race or something, and maybe try to take over the archives, like maybe to try to destroy the archives or something. That was just the idea, rather than go so national up there.
Yeah.
You know, that could be complicated to do.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, I think too. I just think that everything needs to tie back to, in order to keep Ichabod sort of anchored in this century. I mean, and I like how they've done that. They've really paid attention and anchored like all of the stories and everything is from when Ichabod was, you know, in 1700s. And that's how they anchor him here in the 21st century, because otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. You know, he's a man at a time. And so I think that the more correlations, and that's the only reason that I brought up, you know, D.C. and the plans that Washington had, there could be something, you know, that goes on with that, maybe for the third tribulation. Who knows what they're going to do? I mean, I have no clue. We're just, it's just crazy.
We get to see it.
Yeah.
Because we don't even know. At this point, I'm just really worried that we're not even going to get closure at the end of season 3, because we only have one episode left, And if we don't get a fourth season, I really don't think we're going to get closure by just this finale. And that worries me a little bit. I don't like that. I hate when shows I'm passionate about get canceled and I don't even get to see the end.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. It's so frustrating, and she just
Not knowing.
Yeah. I mean, oh, go ahead. Who was that?
I was going to say, I think
definitely don't want to see it end the cliffhanger.
You what, Chris?
I was just saying that I definitely don't want to see it on a cliffhanger. I mean, I think I read somewhere where one of the showrunners or one of the writers said that they haven't gotten the word about one way or another if it's going to be renewed or not. So they're probably just going on as if it's going to be, you know, we're going to
the final
finale and then just see what happens. But I mean, I echo the sentiments of all of you guys. I don't want it to see it end with a question mark. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if the season finale next Friday somehow manages to tie up all the loose ends somehow, then I mean that's fine. But you just don't want to end it with a bunch of question marks. You don't want to end. You don't want to end the series with a bunch of loose ends hanging, and that's
exactly
what I don't want to happen. I know you don't want it to happen either.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because especially the way how Abby was holding over the box, it looked like she was gonna get sucked into another dimension again. The same way how they end up the first one and the second one. So we really don't need that in the third episode, you know, in this final one. They end it the same way too often. So I really hope they don't end it like that, with her sacrificing herself and being sucked in the box or something like that. End it differently.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to fool us with that. I don't think they would do that again.
Right.
Because it just gets a little repetitive. So I think they're just trying to make us think that that's what she's doing, sacrificing herself again. But somehow I don't think it'll happen. It just wouldn't make sense.
Or even if Crane reaching things with the both of them could be sucked into the dimension at the same time, and not she again, and he looking for a way to rescue her. But they need to take a different
Yeah.
I think something's gonna happen where Abby's gonna listen to Pandora. She's gonna try to open the box, and I think something's gonna happen to Pandora.
Well,
I think Headless to come behind her and kill her, or Headless is gonna kill her. I think Pandora's gonna die right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I mean, I obviously, you know, it's time for their comeuppance. I mean, they're gonna do. I mean, what I'm interested in is you know, the line that Betsy said in the first episode of the season, you know, about how, you know, she hopes that she would see him, you know, break his manners or whatever like that. I wonder if she's going to be the one to say to him, you need to tell her how you feel. I just don't know. I can't even imagine how
Before we move on to that, I just wanted to say the scene with Abby and the box, I don't think it's so much about her being sucked in as it is about what might come out of the box.
That's possible. Well, this is the other thing, you know, the box is going to be reconstituted. So the other thing that I wondered, and I thought was kind of strange, is it was obliterated. The box was obliterated, so I kept envisioning like all of these creatures would now be released from wherever. And so I thought, I mean, what do you guys think about that?
What I think is that the box is a portal.
Yeah,
I think.
the box is the portal.
Yes, so by destroying the box, the creatures were just stuck wherever they are. They didn't
I guess so.
appear, but they just lost their way to come into our world.
Right.
Yeah, but how are they gonna you know, I don't understand. How are they going to summon Headless, you know?
Well, they're putting the box back together.
Oh, so you would think oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, they're gonna fix it. So
yeah, they're going to fix it.
Oh, okay.
The portal's wide open.
So the portal will, open, and then he'll be able to come out and save the day at the last moment, hopefully. We'll see. ultimately, I think it's going to be a satisfying finale. And I thought that I think the special effects, this 3B has been fantastic. I really, they really upped it this season.
Yeah, they did.
There were a few in 3A that I was like, okay, that didn't work, a couple little things here and there, but it's been beautifully, and also the cinematography has been beautiful. Like, even like, I loved how, when we saw Abby in the catacombs and they pulled back and you could see the whole structure. And of course the whole thing with the flag was just brilliant.
I love that part. I love it. I love the two parts with the flag.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it.
And it was brilliant. Go ahead, Michelle.
Did I tell you? When I lived in Georgia, that's the area I grew up in. Stone Mountain, Bear Mountain. That was Stone Mountain.
That's what
they use Stone Mountain for Bear Mountain. Okay.
Yes, and in the woods, that woods were was the Delaware or the catacombs.
Yeah.
I used to live in those woods when I was little.
Oh, that's so funny.
Wow.
You can ride 4-wheelers in and out of the woods. It's so cool. Yeah.
Nice. That's really awesome. Oh my god.
You ever heard of the movie called Deliverance?
Yeah.
That's the river.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. See, you have a connection that you didn't even know you had. That's awesome. Well, cool. Well, okay. I guess, does anybody else have anything they want to mention before we end this? You guys have any other things on your list? Go ahead, Ashley.
Yeah, I have a few. I think this finale is probably going to be like a futuristic episode. They'll probably show a scene from the future and then go back days or hours later.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
And
I like that.
After watching episode 17, I also think that if the emblem is not a bad thing, then I don't think the catacombs is a bad thing. Because the emblem of Thura is on the top of that temple.
Right. Yeah. Right. But then why did it affect Abby so badly, though?
Because she was stuck there.
Because
if you were
of the
stuck
time
there by yourself for 10 months with no hope of escape, it would mess you up too. She was alone. She said it was solitude.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And she has a history in her family of insanity. It worries her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would go crazy if I was alone for 10 months with no hope of anyone finding me.
Yeah.
Nobody knew where she was at.
Right.
So it's just it's a different situation from Betsy. Betsy at least knew that someone was coming to look for her.
Right.
Betsy knew where she was at. Betsy knew where she was. Abby had no idea where she was when she walked through that tree.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she always kept in her mind that Queen was out there looking for her.
Yeah.
So that was like a little comfort for her when she was there.
Yeah. Exactly.
As long as Abby kept thinking of Ichabod, even if she was imagining him there, that really kept them close. And through
exactly.
Time in the catacombs.
Like she said, you were my Wilson.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
See,
and
therein lies why I don't understand
the last episode when they were going up with the chess people. I think that was really just another thing that really struck me as very sweet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I just don't understand why in the hell is she going for Danny? Somebody please explain this to me.
It might be that. Chrissy, it might be that she is getting emotionally fulfilled by Ichabod, but she wants some physical fulfillment, and Ichabod's not making a move. There's the emotional, and then there's the physical.
He's too much of a gentleman.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, though, is that I guarantee you that Ichabod would not touch her unless they were married. That's the other thing.
Unless she give permission, or she give an idea that that's what she wanted.
Yeah.
Because in his time, that's forbidden.
Back then, guys did do it before they got married.
Well,
you know, they just were very proper and they, you know, especially the guys.
They were just prim and proper.
Yeah.
They weren't even
So
that.
he
proper.
know that it would be fine.
Right. Well, I just, you know, I mean, the thing is that he's sending signals all left and right to her, and she is just rebuffing him. Left and right. I mean, honestly, like, I don't understand. What is it? Like, why is she looking at Danny? Danny is like, when she, especially now, they are going into the catacombs together. The way that they're very comfortable together. I mean, I got the feeling that when Danny went to sort of kiss her in the archives, she got a little nervous. Like, I don't think she was comfortable with that whole situation.
No, she only pecked her on the forehead.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, and you know, because, and I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Michelle. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, I think she's playing it safe with Danny.
Yeah.
I think she's trying to, like, cause if I know she loves Ichabod. We all know she loves Ichabod, but I think she's thinking that if she has a relationship with a normal person, she can have a normal life.
But that's never going to be.
I don't think she's in love with Danny. I just think she's in love with the idea of Danny. Do you understand?
Well, yeah, she's in love. Well, yeah, she's in love. Well, yeah, she's in love with what? Like, she still thinks about their time when she was just all of this was gone, and she was just trying to, you know, start her life over. There was no witness duties. Ichabod was gone.
Mm-hmm.
The moment that he came back, I mean, she was very much, you know, keeping him at arm's length and everything, and you know, so they've progressed a lot since then. But what I don't understand is she went through this ordeal. She only spoke to him. He's the one that got her through everything. She's, you know, you're my Wilson. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why you would
I don't understand
then
it either.
decide to, I mean, she's willing to open up to somebody. She can tell that he is, you know, doting on her. I mean, he's cooking her dinners. He's, you know, he's doing all these things. I mean, a woman knows when a man is, like, interested in her, and so that's why I don't understand why she's not.
Sorry, Chrissy. I think she won't even allow herself to go there because she knows that that is the person she's supposed to have this mission with, and she needs to focus on that mission. So everything else complicates that, and then he's safe. Then he's easy. With Danny, she knows that even if things don't go well, she just breaks up with him. That's fine. Whatever. She's not gonna miss him. But if things went wrong with Ichabod, she couldn't just.
Yeah, it's gonna be deep for her.
Well, what do you think?
It will be very deep.
Go ahead, Kayla. What?
No, I was saying the same thing like she's saying. She's probably afraid to move ahead with Ichabod because you know her feeling is so strong that if something were to happen, it would hurt her deep more than it would probably, you know, affect her with Danny. So I guess she kind of treading not to go in that direction.
Yeah, and it could be part of the reason why she really wasn't keen on Danny being on the team. And, you know, he's already questioning, why did the two of them have to go? And Pandora had to set him straight. It's got to be the two of them. It's got to be the two witnesses. And he's going to have to get used to that everything is about the two of them.
Right, and that's the other thing. I mean, you know, it's going to be a third wheel situation. And not only that, I mean, he's going to see how they are with each other. I mean, it's just not... I just don't understand how they're going to get her. I just don't understand how they're doing it in 43 minutes. I mean, we have 43 minutes of season left. There are so many loose ends to tie up. I just don't see it all. I just don't know how they're going to do it and do it effectively.
This episode moves so fast.
Yeah. Chrissy, you gotta remember two things. Joe died and Danny lied.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just.
Go ahead, Chris. What?
I'm sorry. I had to turn my camera off. But I'm still having connection problems.
Okay.
Oh, no problem.
That's all right. What are you thinking about all this, Chris? I'd like to hear your point of view.
Yeah, Yeah, this Wi-Fi is just very, very slow.
It's okay. What are you thinking about this?
Well,
Yeah, we can't hear you or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear 'em.
That totally sucks. All right, well,
I
Michelle.
think hopefully, you know, like I said, the finale will tie up whatever loose ends there are. I mean, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Can you hear me
I
now?
can hear you.
Alright.
But yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. Anyway, Michelle, why
Kind
don't
of
you?
the expression that Danny had when Abby walked away, the expression on his face, it was
Yeah.
kind of concerning.
Yeah, he was like, I mean, when she said that he was gonna.
I said before, I mean, I just hope, you know, it's a great season finale that'll tie whatever loose ends.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see. Well, Michelle, what were you gonna say before?
I would say it's getting late. I have to go. So bye.
Yeah, we're gonna end this actually because we've been on for quite a while.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to somebody else.
So yeah, so thanks guys for joining us, and we'll be back
I have to go
Friday.
too. I really enjoyed being with you guys. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks for
Bye.
joining us.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll be back on Friday at 9. We're going to do it at 9:30 instead of 9 o'clock so that there's like a 30-minute, because I'm going to need it.
Hi.
We all gonna need it.
Yeah, so I do want to say really quickly that Friday is going to be, I'm doing an hour of Sleepy Trivia for prizes starting from 7 to 8. And then and then of course 8 to 9, we'll just try to trend hashtag Sleepy Hollow, and then we'll do Hollow Hangout at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So until then,
Bye. Keep safe.
Bye.
The other side of the world. That?
yeah, I hope you can join us.
Bye.
Bye guys.
Bye, Chrissy. Bye, everybody.
We're out of here.